I'm Anthony Rizzo, and you're watching the home for Cubs baseball, CSN Chicago, presented by State Farm.
Fresh off their sweep of the Pirates, the Cubs back in action tonight right here on Comcast SportsNet against another division rival in the Cardinals. Former Cardinal John Lackey faces off against Jaime Garcia. Cubs pregame live sets the table at 6:30. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Len and JD have the call coming your way at 7. Welcome to SportsNet Central, presented by Comcast Business. I'm Kip Lewis. We'll take you live to the north side. The Sox taking the field right now at Fenway Park. We'll update their matchup. And what will the Bulls do in Thursday's NBA draft? Our expert shares his thoughts. It's all coming up right now on SportsNet Central.
To SportsNet Central, presented by Comcast Business.
We go to runners. Called strike 3. That's it. Cubs win. Cubs win. A combined 3-hitter.
David Ross puts a charge in a ball to deep left field. And gone! Chicago makes it 2 in a row over the Pirates.
Deep to center field, and it is gone! Can you believe it?
The Cubs hit 5 home runs, and they sweep the series and raise their record to 47-20 on the season.
After sweeping the Pirates over the weekend, the Cubs welcome another division rival to Wrigley tonight. The second-place St. Louis Cardinals visiting the north side to open a 3-game series. John Lackey getting the start, seeking his 8th victory of the season. Kelly Kroll is at Wrigley Field with our Coors Light game report. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kip. Well, let's start with a health update. I know a lot of fans concerned about Dexter Fowler. And just a few minutes ago, Jed Hoyer came out onto the field to talk to reporters and confirmed that Fowler will head to the DL. He felt like at this point in the season, there's no point in having him play at 85% and possibly injuring himself further. And so they're going to let him take time to fully recover. The corresponding move will actually be C.J. Edwards is going to come up, and the club is going to carry 13 pitchers for the time being. He felt like the pin had been used quite a bit in the last week or so. Also, Alberto Almora Jr., that's who will be starting in center field tonight, and they have Matt Caesar to use. And keep in mind, guys like Jorge Soler and Tommy LaStella are on their way back from the DL soon. So they've got a lot of options. They feel good about that. But Dexter Fowler headed to the DL. As for tonight, a big evening for Willson Contreras, as though last night wasn't big enough. He'll be making his first major league start on the heels of what was his debut at the plate last night, and with his very first swing, first pitch he ever saw in the show, he goes deep. So we'll see what he has for an encore this evening. But a guy who knows a lot about hyped debuts, Chris Bryant, he had this piece of advice for Willson coming into this evening.
He should have started off slower. like me, you should have a terrible game. No, I mean, honestly, that was one of the coolest moments I've seen so far in my short career. The kid's a stud. I mean, he just goes out there and you just can tell he loves playing baseball. He's just around it. He hits a homer and he goes down and catches bullpens. It's like he just lives and breathes it.
A lot of people are texting me, tweeting me, Instagram. I just get to talk to my family and my brothers. I mean, my friends are waiting to text me to hear from back. I mean, a lot of people are texting me.
You know, Chris Bryant just told us that for him, it was one of the coolest things for he to be part of. Now that you had a chance to sleep on it, have you thought back to how cool it was for yourself?
Oh my, it was, like I say, it was amazing, it was unbelievable. I have no word to explain how happy I was last night, but I already said in the past, today is today, we have to win today.
Yeah, it couldn't have been scripted any better for the young 24-year-old who will be behind the plate catching for John Lackey this evening. And Joe Maddon really liked this matchup because he feels like Lackey's a guy with the veteran presence that can kind of call his own shots. However, Willson said, I'll be calling the shots. It's just a matter of whether or not he'll throw what I call. So, Kip, we'll see what happens here tonight, but certainly Willson Contreras had a chance to catch Lackey's bullpen earlier this week and feels pretty comfortable heading into his first major league start this evening. From Wrigley Field, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Have fun out there. Of course, we'll hear more from Kelly later after the game on SportsNet Central. Time now for our Twitter question. Is there any team that poses a threat to the Cubs in the National League, and why? Use the hashtag Cubs Talk. We'll have some of your answers later in the show. Well, the White Sox continue their free fall after being swept by the Indians in walk-off fashion yesterday. And things won't get any easier for the Southsiders as they take on the Red Sox. Plus, the home opener and an opponent has been released for the Blackhawks. They'll square off against a team they are quite familiar with. Find out which team it is next on SportsNet Central.
SportsNet Central brought to you by Comcast Business. Comcast Business, built for business.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. Professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
Looking to transform your space with new color? Pull off a better paint job with Scotch Blue's new Platinum Painter's Tape. Easier one-piece removal with no slivering or tearing and ultra-sharp paint lines. With the tape's unique 90-degree tearability, you can directly apply to tight corners, providing protection from paint seepage for beautiful results. Scotch Blue Platinum Painter's Tape offers the durability you're looking for to get the job done and pull off your design vision.
With robotic technology, we can now regrow your natural hair. It's permanent and it's your real hair. And I should know because I had the same procedure done to myself.
Join the million-plus satisfied customers who have dramatically improved their appearance. There are no plugs, no stitches, just great-looking hair to regain your confidence.
You owe it to yourself.
The technology is here. The time is now. Fantastic results, flexible payments. Call today.
Danley's is offering an incredible deal. Get $1,500 off any Danley's garage. With over 200,000 satisfied customers since 1959, Danley's is the best garage builder in Chicago for price, quality, and service. That's right, all sizes and all styles are on sale now. And with $1,500 off any Danley's garage, we are keeping money in your pocket. So call Danley's today, 773-GARAGE.
In your garage and quality, depend on Danley. That's why we're number one.
In front, Kane, around a check to the backhand. He tried a shot. Oh, and he had a rebound. The Hawks win. Hawks win. Patrick Kane. Open net for Albert. He hit the post and he scored. The Blues finally able to break through. Now the defending Stanley Cup champions season has ended.
Well, hockey season may seem a long ways away, but we now know which team the Blackhawks will play first. The season and home opener was announced by the NHL. The Hawks will welcome the St. Louis Blues to the United Center on October 12th, so the two teams won't have to wait long to renew their old rivalry.
Steve, we had two good pitch games in this series. Should never have been swept.
Well, the White Sox slide continued yesterday after the Indians completed a 3-game sweep. The Sox dipped to a season-low 3 games under 500. Tonight they face a Boston team near the top of the league in offense. Knuckleballer Stephen Wright gets the start. He leads the AL with a 2.22 ERA.
You know, you start looking at who you're having me run into, you know, Salazar, Carrasco, even Wright, but you know, that's part of being in the league. You realize you're going to run through stretches like that. You have to be able to scratch something out. You know, a couple of those, we had a chance to win it, and you don't win it, but you're in win those games. So, for us, I think we're playing all right in certain ways. We haven't been able to get that hit when you need it.
How about James Shields? His White Sox career couldn't have gotten off to a worse start. In 3 starts, Shields has given up 21 earned runs in just over 8 innings of work. Sox GM Rick Hahn is in Boston with the team and addressed the veteran's struggles since arriving to Chicago.
I don't think even the most dire forecast would have predicted the performance we've seen over the last few weeks. That said, we believe the issues are fixable. We believe they're more mechanics-based than they are the unprecedented evaporation of talent of a former premier starter. We believe in James, believe in his coaching staff, and the ability to solve some of the issues that we've seen here in the near future. Obviously, it needs to get solved. It needs to get solved quickly, but we believe this is fixable.
It's time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Since an early season series, the Red Sox are hitting .297 as a team and have hit 58 home runs in that span. The White Sox have only hit 62 on the season. On the pitching side, since May 5th, as you can see, their team ERA is almost 5. They'll need to find a way to keep those Red Sox bats at bay in this series. Comcast Business, built for business. Kyle Hendricks was the story in yesterday's game, striking out 12 against the Pirates. We'll sit down with the Cubs righty and see what was working for him.
It's Alphamani Ford's Blowout Extravaganza. This week only, truckloads of new and used vehicles are arriving daily. Economy cars, sports cars, luxury cars, work trucks, price to sell. Our lot is overstocked and 300 vehicles must be sold. This means you can get the best deals of the year. 0% for 72 months financing available. Plus get up to $1,000 cash back. But hurry, this event ends Monday. The Blowout Extravaganza event, only at the original Alphamani Ford, 25th and North Avenue in Melrose Park.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Save time every time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
I solemnly swear that my KFC $20 fill-up will fill your family of 4 up with 8 pieces of delicious original recipe chicken and sides. It's a meal that's freshly prepared every day. Court adjourned. Colonel quality guaranteed.
Ready, go. Dare to see Blue Man Group tonight at Briar Street Theater.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. The summer's heating up. Stay cool with a new air conditioner from 4 Seasons. And right now, get a new energy-saving air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for your free estimate on a new AC from 4 Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Welcome back, Cubs and Cards getting ready to square off tonight. John Lackey against Jaime Garcia. Cubs pregame live sets the table, coming your way at the bottom of the hour at 6:30. Yesterday it was Kyle Hendricks getting the job done on the mound for the Cubs. He picked up his 5th win of the season, tossing 6 innings, allowing 7 hits, and striking out a whopping 12. Hendricks' record is now 5-6, but he owns a solid 2.94 ERA. David Kaplan sat down with a young right-hander.
Kyle, another outstanding effort. You get great run support, but you were magnificent on Sunday night. 12 strikeouts. How do you feel, and what did you feel you were doing well? Because we don't normally see you get that type of number of Ks.
Yeah, it's definitely not typical of me, obviously. I try to go into games, keep my thoughts simple as far as making good pitches. That's kind of the one thought I try and have. But, yeah, I try to pitch the contact, get early outs. Yesterday was just kind of a weird game for me. I went out there. The first changeup I threw was to Polanco in his first at-bat, and it came out, it felt really good. So after I threw my first one, it felt that good. I was like, okay, I obviously have this pitch today. And I really relied on my changeup, and it's the best it's been all year, probably been the last 2 years. So I threw a lot of them, and that was able to get me all those strikeouts.
How about this weather? Because it lets you loosen up quickly, but it's also an advantage to a hitter to hit on a day like this. Would you rather pitch in cold or this?
You know, you got to learn how to do both. That's just how it is. You got to learn in the cold. You know, the hitters don't really like it, so you just got to take more time. You got to get warm. You know, you got to do a little extra maybe inside. On the hot days, you're right. You know, the hitters, they're loving it. They're ready to go in there, so you got to feed into their aggressiveness a little bit, maybe pitch into that. But you also maybe need to do a little less because you don't want to get too burnt out in your warm-up. You know, you got to save your energy, save your effort for when you're out there.
So I was doing a radio show in St. Louis, and they said that Aaron Boone last night on the broadcast said, I'm not saying he's him, but this guy pitches like Greg Maddux. Was that a guy who you idolized, who you studied? Do you understand those comparisons? Because it's unfair to put top 10 guy all time with you, but the styles are so similar.
Exactly. I have a long way to go. I mean, obviously Maddux, one of the best of all time, like you said. So, you know, it's humbling to get those comments towards me, but yes, the style is very similar. I did learn from him. I saw him at the very end of his career, a little bit in San Diego, you know, but I have watched a little video on him. I try and take my own approach with most of it. I think I've seen interviews and things he's done with his mental approach to the game, which is honestly what I take most from him, I think. He tried to really simplify his thoughts, the one thought of making good pitches, you know. I've heard him say that a lot, and I think that was his focus. So learning from his style, watching how he pitches, but more the mentality, kind of how he went about that.
Yeah, I had a chance to sit in the dugout here one day years ago with him and asked him, give me your science of how you get Tony Gwynn out. These great hitters, he said, some of them I don't pitch to. He said, I knew driving into the ballpark, pulled my car up and went, I'm walking that guy unless I can't walk him. He said, if it's a leadoff situation, there's nobody on, I'm not going to let him beat me. I will walk him. Do you have that same type mentality?
Absolutely. With certain hitters, I think we saw it when Washington was in here for the home series a while ago with Harper. I think I walked him at least 2, maybe 3 times in that game. When you're facing certain teams where there's one blaring guy and you can maneuver your way through a lineup, you know, why would you let that guy beat you? It's just common sense almost. Again, you still have to execute pitches because you don't want, you know, you're still trying to make an effort. Maybe you do get a swing or 2 and then you can start going after him. You don't want to just throw the whole at-bat away. But again, you don't want to give him anything close to be able to beat you and hit.
It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
Yeah, it's real. For the first time since 1964, the city of Cleveland finally has a sports team to truly celebrate. LeBron James delivered on his promise to bring his city a championship as the Cavaliers win the NBA title, becoming the first team ever to come back in the finals and win after trailing 3-1.
I came back for a reason. I came back to bring a championship to our city. I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew what I learned in the last couple of years that I was gone, and I knew if I had to. When I came back, I knew I had the right ingredients and the right blueprint to help this franchise get back to it, to a place that we've never been. And that's what it was all about, David. I mean, you know, right now it's just excitement. You know, it's not even relief. It's just excitement for us as a team, as a franchise, as a city, as a community. You know, to be able to continue to build up our city, continue to be an inspiration to our city, it means everything, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
You know, we had a great regular season, did something no team's ever done before, fell short in the last game of the season. It hurts, man. I mean, yeah, that's all I'm really kind of marinating on right now. Just, you know, proud of every single guy that stepped foot on the floor for our team this year. It wasn't easy what we accomplished, and it's not an easy pill to swallow what we didn't accomplish. So you got to just take the good with the bad, understand that we hopefully will have many more opportunities to fight for championships and be on this stage, because it is, you know, it's what it's all about. So, you know, proud of every single one of our guys that helped us get here.
Well, LeBron James received the needed contributions from his teammates in the finals. One of those players is shooting guard J.R. Smith, who scored 12 points in Game 7. And like many Cavs players following the game, Smith was very emotional and discussed the significance of winning it all on Father's Day.
My dad is easily one of my biggest inspirations to play this game. And to hear people talk bad about me, it hurts me because I know it hurts him. And that's not who I am. And I know he raised better, and I know I want to do better, and just everything I do is for my parents and my family. I mean, I don't really, the cars is nice, the houses is nice, but none of this matters without them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I don't know where I would be. Honestly, if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for the structure and the backbone that I have, I wouldn't be able to mess up and keep coming back and being able to sit in front of you as a world champion.
Well, time now to welcome our CSN.com Bulls insider Vincent Goodwill in. And Vinny, you saw Cleveland win the title. Is there anything Gar Forman can do to have the Bulls ready to compete with Cleveland next season?
Next season, I think if you have those type of champagne thoughts, you might be in tears like J.R. Smith was in that clip. I think what the Bulls need, the separation between the Bulls and the Cavs, or better yet, the separation between the Cavs and everybody else in the East is so wide. Can the Bulls compete with the Cavs? Yes, because that speaks to the dearth of talent in the Eastern Conference. But as far as closing the gap and making it a real interesting Eastern Conference final, I don't see the Bulls having the personnel needed to actually challenge LeBron James and Cleveland Cavaliers as long as LeBron stays in Cleveland.
Right. We know the Bulls need help entering next season, but the rumors are still circulating about a trade involving Derrick Rose or Jimmy Butler. Do you think either of those guys will be dealt?
I don't think either of those guys will be dealt, Kip, but I think the closer we get to the draft, the more you're going to hear about Derrick Rose more than Jimmy Butler. I think a lot of what we're hearing about Jimmy Butler is more interest from other teams as far as wanting to poach the Bulls as best player. But if you're the Bulls, you don't have any real incentive for trading Jimmy Butler if you fancy yourself as trying to compete with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors of the world. Now, Derrick Rose is a different situation because he's on an expiring contract, and you don't know what his long-term plans are going to be or if he fits in the Bulls' long-term plans. So I think his value is a little more definitive before we head toward Thursday's draft, and you're going to hear a lot more between now and then.
The Bulls select 14th in Thursday's draft. What are you expecting them to do on that night?
Kip, I'm honestly thinking that they will draft Denzel Valentine from Michigan State if he's there, but I have a feeling he will not be there. I do think that they will go for a point guard, whether it's Demetrius Jackson from Notre Dame or Wade Baldwin IV from Vanderbilt. I'm thinking they're going to go for an heir apparent for Derrick Rose, or if not one of those guys, I would not be surprised if they drafted another wing to aid Jimmy Butler, because they certainly lacked athleticism and shot making on the wings this year. They did not have an extra defender, and I think that's something that they have to look at going down the line.
All right, Vincent Goodwill, as always, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kip.
Hey, time for one more break. We'll be back with some of your tweet answers next.
Bye, Gidget.
Bye, Peppy.
Bye, Miss. See you later, Chloe.
Ever wonder
I'll see you tonight.
what your pets do when you leave?
Be a good boy, Leonard.
The Secret Life of Pets, rated PG.
If you feel like singing a song and you want other people to sing along, just sing what you feel. Don't let anyone say it's wrong. When there's a light, what light? When there's a light, what light? When there's a light, why?
If you want your car to look like a cool million, trust Barrett Jackson Premium Car Wax with advanced polymers for unbeatable protection and a residue-free shine. Make your car look like a cool million. Try new Barrett Jackson Premium Liquid Car Wax, available at these fine retailers.
When your pain strikes, it's at the nerve level. Now, you can lidocaine your pain. New Icy Hot Lidocaine.
This powerful anesthetic penetrates quickly to desensitize aggravated nerves with the max-strength lidocaine available.
Lidocaine your pain with new Icy Hot Lidocaine.
K&N Performance Air Intake Systems. For more airflow in, more horsepower out. Guaranteed.
Behold, 1 part awesome scented body spray, 1 part sweat-absorbing body powder.
I like both parts.
New Gold Bond Men's Powder Spray.
Get that Gold Bond for Father's Day, and you'll both be pretty cool.
A home is where life is lived. The unmistakable beauty and performance of Unilock pavers and walls enrich the quality of outdoor living, where perfect settings and cherished moments become memories that last a lifetime. Live life beautifully with Unilock.
There's passion for 3. Yes! The Bulls take a 1-point lead.
Well, this day in Chicago sports history, back in 1993, John Paxson's 3 gave the Bulls a 1-point lead with just under 4 seconds left, en route to the Bulls' first three-peat as they beat the Suns in 6 games. White Sox, Red Sox underway in Boston at Fenway Park. Miguel Gonzalez squaring off against knuckleballer Stephen Wright. Sox looking to get some early runs, and with 2 runners on and 1 out, Stephen Wright throws the ball into center, so the Sox get runners on second and third. But after Melky Cabrera strikes out, Todd Frazier flies out to left. That's no good. White Sox blow a great scoring chance. Game remains scoreless. They are in the bottom of the first. Time now for our tweet answers. William says, definitely the Giants and Mets. They have great starting pitching, and when it's cold in October, the bats may die. While Bob says confidently, no, they are the new monsters of the Midway. Well, thanks for watching SportsNet Central, presented by Comcast Business. Don't forget, for sports information 24/7, visit us at csnchicago.com. Keep it right here. Up next, it's Cubs pregame live with Cap and Holly from Wrigley Field.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't: professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
I solemnly swear that my KFC $20 fill-up will fill your family of 4 up with 8 pieces of delicious original recipe chicken and sides. It's a meal that's freshly prepared every day. Court adjourned. Colonel quality guaranteed.
Looking to transform your space with new color? Pull off a better paint job with Scotch Blue's new Platinum Painter's Tape. Easier one-piece removal with no slivering or tearing and ultra-sharp paint lines. With the tape's unique 90-degree tearability, you can directly apply to tight corners, providing protection from paint seepage for beautiful results. Scotch Blue Platinum Painter's Tape offers the durability you're looking for to get the job done and pull off your design vision.
With robotic technology, we can now regrow your natural hair. It's permanent and it's your real hair. And I should know because I had the same procedure done to myself.
Join the million-plus satisfied customers who have dramatically improved their appearance. There are no plugs, no stitches, just great-looking hair to regain your confidence.
You owe it to yourself.
The technology is here. The time is now. Fantastic results, flexible payments. Call today.
It's the Backyard Bash event at American Sale. Right now, get up to 50% off everything you need for your summer fun. Plus, get 0% financing for 4 years. Or take another 10% off our already low sale prices. Lowest prices are always guaranteed and free delivery to Chicagoland. Turn your backyard into a dream backyard. Save big at the Backyard Bash event. Going on now at American Sale. 9 Chicagoland locations. American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Brett Laurie, number 15, your second baseman, bringing an all-out effort to every single game. White Sox, Red Sox, tomorrow at 6 on CSN. This is Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
It's a beautiful night for baseball. Cubs and Cardinals renew one of the best rivalries in all sports. Joe Madden's squad going for their 48th win of the season. They sent John Lackey to the bump. He'll go up against Jaime Garcia. First pitch comes your way just after top of the hour right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome into our Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live. He is my longtime partner, Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Cubs come off a sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they are playing very good baseball.
Oh, they're playing great baseball right now. That's what this is all about. Here, guess what? The Cardinals are just now coming to town for the very first time. The Cardinals trying to get their acts together. 2 games over 500. The Cubs have a 12.5 game lead in the division over the St. Louis Cardinals currently, 15 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. The great thing about what the Cubs have done, yes, we've had great starting pitching, but you're getting contributions across the board. 5 homers yesterday from 5 different players.
And they'll have a catcher in their lineup tonight making his first major league start, but yet he sees 1 pitch yesterday and he takes it out to center field in Willson Contreras.
Well, great to see. Got a hanging changeup yesterday. Great swing, stayed through it, drove it out over the center field wall. Let's say he earned himself a start tonight. I'd like to believe that that's how that's going to go, but I'm real excited to see him behind the plate working with the veteran John Lackey. It's a good combination, and I'm looking forward to it.
12.5 game lead in the division. It's a long season, and I know the Cubs say 1 batter, 1 pitch, 1 out at a time, but 12.5 games in front. How do you keep your razor-sharp focus?
You don't worry about it. You don't worry about what you built. I mean, at the same time, I'm sure the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates would tell you, you know what, that's such a large margin. We're not going to worry about it. We got to worry about our own backyard right now, and I think the Cubs need to do just that. Stay focused on what they've done particularly well this year. Great starting pitching, contributions in the lineup. That's the thing that excites me the most, Cappy, is the fact that I look at this lineup, and it's been hot hitters at different times. You know, some guys, Anthony Rizzo, great example. He's been hot, he's been cold, he's hot again. Guess what? That's right. Dexter Fowler misses a few ball games. Don't sweat it. We've got good replacements. They continue to win, and they continue to get great offensive output.
All right, almost time for you to get interactive with our show. Go to your tablet, go to your computer, go to your mobile, and go to csnchicago.com/vote. No special app, no sign-up required. In a couple minutes, Holly and I will give you, and we'll vote as well, on today's poll question. You'll see the results live on your screen. Time now for our ATI injury report. Bad news for Dexter Fowler. The Cubs leadoff man and starting center fielder is headed to the disabled list with a hamstring issue. He goes on the 15-day DL with that right hammy injury. Tommy LaStella, Jorge Soler, both working their way back from the same injury. And yesterday, Joe Madsen, LaStella is closer to returning than Soler is. How big a blow is it to get Dexter onto this DL, knowing how important he is, but knowing you also have Albert Almora, who might be better defensively?
Well, Almora has been very good defensively. I think it's an opportunity for him. I mean, here's the situation, Cubs fans. Yeah, we're going to miss Dexter Fowler. You're going to miss his presence in the lineup. There's no doubt about that. This isn't a knock on Dexter. It's the equity this team is built in right now. You look around the league, and a lot of times organizations will hold out 3 or 4 days, try to get the guy back. Turns into a hamstring injury that, you know, he's limping through the next couple months. That's not going to be the case with Dexter Fowler. They're going to get over it, and you've earned that by playing great baseball. The 47 wins really tells you how good they've played and how good this team has been. Get Dexter healthy 100% and back out on the field. You don't want to see him at 80% for 2 months. I think of Matt Holliday last year. Came back too fast. They needed his bat in the lineup. Got hurt again. Ended up missing more time.
All right, so let's talk about Dexter's loss. Is Albert Almora's opportunity.
Absolutely. Real excited for the young man. He's earned it. We see how well he's been swinging the bat. We've seen the defense. And that's the thing everybody told me. He's going to play great defense. But the bat has been there as well. And again, the all-field approach. That's what excites me. Good to see him in the lineup tonight. This is an opportunity. You know, listen, don't get too worked up about it. I think back to the day I earned my first opportunity to play in the big leagues. You go out there, you play hard, listen, there's less pressure on him than anybody else in this lineup because this is a good clubhouse and this is a good team. Just go out there and play your game.
All right, time for our Cubs fan poll question. Here is the question for tonight. Which rookie will have a bigger impact on the Chicago Cubs this season? Your choices are Albert Almora Jr. or Willson Contreras. Again, go to csnchicago.com/vote. Cast your vote, and you'll see the choices and the results right there on your screen. How would you vote there, Sparky?
I heard you drop a this season in there at the end of that question. So since it's a this season question, I'm going to go Almora. I think he's earning more and more of an opportunity. We've already seen, some of the injuries that are in this outfield. I think the playing time is in front of him. He continues to play well. He's going to continue to earn at bats. For Contreras, I think this is a showcase, certainly impressive showcase, and he's earning himself playing time as well. But you know what your script is moving forward. You know that David Ross is a big part of this. Miggy Montero. You understand where this is supposed to go. But ultimately, he's earning points too. I just don't know he'll get enough playing time.
I'm going to go Willson Contreras because I think while Albert's going to get opportunities now, there's going to be a logjam when Dexter and Soler both come back. I think Willson Contreras, if he takes the bull by the horns and plays exceptionally well, you're not going to be able to keep him out of the lineup, and he'll have a bigger impact.
It's a great answer, and it's a very real possibility. I'm not going to argue the point, Cappy, but right now you got to look at it like this. He's got a couple guys in front of him.
All right, we'll see. Also, you look at this team in the Cardinals rolling in, and they have played up and down baseball. They get swept by Texas. They sweep Pittsburgh.
Right.
What team is this?
Well, it's a really good offensive team. It's a team that struggled with their pitching. It's the one that story has completely flipped around. I can't remember the last time you and I did a pregame where we would rave about the Cardinal offense and question the starting staff, question the bullpen, and they've got issues right now. Bullpen's been struggling mightily, struggled in the Texas series, gave back a win yesterday as well. They've got some things going on, but interestingly enough, their offense has been pretty good. So you got to watch out. They can slug a little bit. Good things happening offensively, but their pitching is really where their question lies.
All right, speaking of pitching, Kyle Hendricks was outstanding. 12 strikeouts, which that's not something even by his own admission. He told me today, he goes, look, I'm not a 12-a-game guy. That's just not who I am. I don't run it up there at 98 and live in the top of the zone. That said, he's been magnificent.
Well, let me say this, and I tell this to the kids at home all the time. My young kids travel baseball and whatnot. When you have good fastball location and you have a changeup that has to be respected, he may tell you, Cappy, I only throw 88, but as a hitter, there has to be an awareness of that changeup, and everybody around baseball knows about that changeup right now. So the good thing that's happening is that 88 turns into 92 and it turns into 93. I've seen him get the fastball by guys at the top of the zone, blowing it by him because they're sitting on that changeup or they're aware of it. So to his defense, and I know he won't say it, but I get to, he's a lot better than he's giving him credit for. And you know what? I'll take that 88 with that great changeup any day.
So yesterday, Aaron Boone was on the broadcast, and I heard him say, he goes, look, I'm not comparing him to Greg Maddux, but he reminds me in the way that he approaches things. It's an interesting comparison, just in the way that they approach their craft.
Well, I love it. I mean, again, I can also make the case that he fits into this rotation about as well as anybody. You look at his arsenal and compare it to everybody else's, and it's so different. That fantastic changeup, but that's exactly what Greg did. I played with Greg, and he was about attacking that strike zone, keeping the defense on his toes. Greg would probably tell you the same thing. I'm not interested in 12 strikeout performances. I want 88 pitches in 9 innings. That's what he was searching for. I get that sense from Kyle. As he continues to grow and knows these hitters even better, I think he's going to learn even as good as he's been pitching to bad contact, he's going to get even better.
All right, our Bona pitching matchup brought to you by Bona Beef, Chicago's original Italian beef. And let's talk about John Lackey, Jaime Garcia. Let's start with Lackey.
Well, I'm really excited about John Lackey. He has been so good against the St. Louis Cardinals this year. He's been so good against everybody right now. He's in a great spot in a great zone. Going up against the St. Louis Cardinals offense, it's always important to pitch to both sides of the plate. He does that well. What's impressed me very much for John this year is that addition of the curveball. He's been using it a little bit more. He's always had the good slider, that little cutter that'll get in on the lefties, but he's also been getting ahead with the breaking ball. So, even with a little bit of age, he's using a few more secondary pitches, but the results have been fantastic, and I expect another big one from him tonight. Keep the ball down.
Talking with Kyle Hendricks earlier today, I said, boy, John Lackey, 4 days a week. He's the nicest guy in the world. That fifth day, he says, just stay away from me. I'm just a little bit off on the days I pitch. And Kyle's like, I know, I saw that in the clubhouse. He goes, and that's not who Kyle is. He goes, and I can't be that guy. I'm the same guy all 5 days. What is it like playing with a guy who that fifth day is basically eating nails and spitting fire?
Hey, well, you just stay away from him. You understand that. And, you celebrate. Hopefully you're celebrating a victory at the end of the day. And with John on the mound throughout his career, a lot of organizations have been celebrating a lot of victories on days he pitches. So it is part of who he is. I played with a few guys that were like that. Great personalities 4 days a week. It's not that his personality is bad on game day. You just don't speak to him. He's getting focused. He's getting himself ready. And he's preparing himself for what he wants to go out there to do. He wants 21 outs. He wants 24 outs. He wants 27 outs in a ball game. And that's the only thing that he's searching for up until the end of his outing.
All right, time for Built for Business, brought to you by Comcast Business. And today we're looking at Jaime Garcia's career numbers against the Chicago Cubs. In 7 games, he is 2-2 with an ERA of 2.20. Comcast Business, Built for Business. Holly, Cubs have faced Garcia earlier this year as well.
Yeah, April 19th to be exact. A real good approach. I'm going to be talking about this one a little bit later, probably during the Keys, Cappy. A little tease right there for you. But here's the thing, 98 pitches in 5 innings. And those numbers I thought mattered because he's had success against the Cubs. Now, he uses that cutter, the good fastball, and his changeup. He's also got a very good changeup. So he changes speeds. You know, he's slow. He's methodical out there sometimes. He wants to make pitches, but a lot of times you'll watch him pitch not to make mistakes. And I thought he did that in his last start. Again, 5 innings, a couple earned runs back in April, but the Cubs got his pitch count up to 98, and then they jumped in that bullpen and started to get some results after that.
All right, we've got to take our first time out here on our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. When we come back, we'll get you the lineups for both clubs. Talk about Anthony Rizzo, Cubs left-hander, swinging a red-hot bat. Cubs at the Cardinals, you get the call right here on Comcast SportsNet, top of the hour with Len and JD. We'll be right back.
Wow, take a look at the size of that Mega Millions grand prize. And you know, anything's possible.
So all the latest safety features, they're available in every Hyundai SUV, right?
Yes, indeed. The Tucson, Santa Fe Sport, 3-row Santa Fe, all backed by America's Best warranty.
Great, because our family is about to get a lot bigger.
Oh, congratulations.
On what?
I'm telling him tonight.
Lease the Tucson for $159 a month or the Santa Fe Sport for $199 a month.
What's up?
Hello? Want to see how cool I am? Meet my new friends. Happy face, fist, rainbow. Send.
You can't choose how cool your dad is.
Check out the selfie I took of you.
Dad, that's not a selfie.
Yeah, it is. I took it myself.
But at least you can choose 2 of your favorites from McDonald's McPick 2 menu.
Like the new jalapeno McChicken, medium fries, 6-piece chicken McNuggets made with all white meat, or a classic double cheeseburger. Choose any 2 for just $3. Only at McDonald's.
One day, everything just stopped going wrong.
Have a good day,
No more accidents. No more disasters. Where would State Farm be? Here, to help with college. Here, for that first car. And here, for new beginnings. Because in a world where nothing went wrong, your State Farm agent will still be right here. Helping make life go completely right.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Save time every time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Today's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is McBride's on 52 and Joliet. If you aren't heading to Wrigley Field, watch today's CSN broadcast at McBride's to see the complete list of the CSN Bars of the Game, presented by our friends at Coors Light. Visit csnchicago.com. Now time to send it over to the third member of our team, as always, Kelly Crow with our Coors Light Game Report.
Well, it was just a few minutes ago that Jed Hoyer came onto the field and confirmed to the reporters and to the media that Dexter Fowler will head to the DL. He felt like at this point in the season, there's no reason to be pushing Dexter at about 85%. Send him down, let him have time to get healthy. So you're going to see a lot of Albert Almora Jr., who will be starting tonight, and even Matt Caesar there in center field. And don't forget that also Jorge Soler and Tommy La Stella are on their way back from the DL. The corresponding move will be C.J. Edwards. He'll be joining the team, and they'll carry about 13 pitchers. For the time being, he felt like the pen had been kind of taxed over the last week. But in the meantime, how about tonight? It'll be a big evening for Willson Contreras, who will get his first major league start. This, of course, on the heels of what was an incredible debut at the plate. The very first pitch he sees in the show, he goes deep. And a guy who knows a little bit about the hype of a major league debut, Chris Bryant, had this advice for him coming into this evening.
He should have started off slower. like me, you should have a terrible game. No, I mean, honestly, that was one of the coolest moments I've seen so far in my short career. The kid's a stud. I mean, he just goes out there and you just can tell he loves playing baseball. He's just around it. He hits a homer and he goes down and catches bullpens. It's like he just lives and breathes it.
It was amazing. It was unbelievable. I have no word to explain how happy I was last night, but I already said in the past, today is today. We have to win today.
It couldn't have been scripted any better for the 24-year-old who will be behind the plate with John Lackey tonight. This was a matchup Joe Maddon really liked just because of Lackey being a veteran who can really call his own game, if you will. But when Willson was asked who will be calling the shots, he says, well, me, of course, will just see if Lackey throws what I call. But it did help that he caught a bullpen for Lackey on Friday and said, I know the kind of movement that I'll be seeing tonight from him. So we'll see what kind of encore Willson Contreras has in store for us tonight. Guys, let's send it back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, brought to you by our friends at the Fields Auto Group. He's Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Here is the Cubs lineup, brought to you by our great partners at Wrigleyville Sports. And here's the lineup card. Manager Joe Maddon will trot out the home plate with. Ben Zobrist starts at second base with Dexter Fowler. If you're just joining us, headed to the 15-day DL with a right hamstring strain. Zobrist will be in the leadoff spot. Hayward is second, playing right. Bryant's in left. Rizzo at first. Contreras in the 5-hole catching. Baez at third. Russell at short. Almora gets the start in center. John Lackey is your pitcher. Let's talk about Anthony Rizzo. He has been rolling over a 12-game stretch. Made 15 to 28. He had 073. 19 since then. He is killing it at 385.
Yeah, I talked to you a lot about the mechanics of his swing an awful lot, and the tempo of his swing. When you watch him, the difference between when he's hot and when he's cold, it's amazing. You see it now in his eyes, and it is so fun to watch when he gets into the box. There's a game plan that he's getting ready to execute. It's as if you're watching him in slow motion, and I see it that way right now because he's slowing the game down. You know, he sees 94, and he's turning on it with such ease right now that it is a bit in slow motion. That's describing a hot hitter. Good to see Anthony back after going through that tough stretch. But again, fun to watch. I mean, you know, between you and I mean, no hitter wants to go through it, but every hitter admits it to himself. You're going to go through ups and downs. It happens to everybody every season. It's
except
always
for you.
Oh, I did it all the time. Actually, honestly, I was in more slumps than I was hot, honestly. But let's be honest with ourselves here. But good to see him back and having the impact that he has. Been swinging such a hot bat, great at bats, taking his walks, and then capitalizing. Bryant's been swinging it behind him, so he's been getting a few pitches to hit, and he's been doing damage.
Addison Russell hitting just 237 this season, but it seems like when the game is on the line, he's one of the guys you want at the dish.
Well, and I'll tell you one more thing that I'll add into that, and it kind of stands stands out in my eyes. You say, okay, well, over the last week, he's hitting 222. You say, well, it's 222, Holly. That's not very good. He's got a 440 on-base percentage. He's taking his walks. He's hitting for power. When you hit at the bottom of the lineup, Cap, you kind of go through cycles. There's periods of time where they challenge you and they'll pitch to you. You think back to the period where, I think it was about a month ago, Addison was using the right field line an awful lot and driving in runs. So he was doing such great things and coming up with great at-bats and big moments like you're talking about. It almost seemed like they kind of changed their game plan against him, started pitching him in a little bit. He started to pull. He's kind of working his way through that right now, but taking his walks, I think, is key, and you've seen the long balls.
All right, let me ask you this, because you have a team with this insane record of 47-20. And you would think that's a veteran-laden club, and there are a lot of veterans here. Yet it seems like you look and you go, whoa, there's a kid in his second year, Chris Bryant. There's a rookie in Almora. There's a rookie in Contreras. There's a guy who hasn't been a regular starter in Baez. There's a 22-year-old in Russell. So maybe they get unfairly portrayed as this veteran-laden club. It's a really young team.
Well, it is a really young team, but at Kappa, it takes me back to something I said to you about 2 years ago when we were talking about the young kids coming up.
Bring them all up together.
Bring them all up together, right? I mean, this is what you get when you bring them all up together. I always looked at it like this. There's 100% responsibility for a lineup, for a clubhouse, for a team. It's how you divvy up that responsibility in a lineup is how you explain it. And I look at this team, what I said at the beginning of the show, when I get so excited to watch this lineup, I don't know who the star of the game is going to be. Typically you watch teams around the league. Mike Trout's going to be the star of the Anaheim Angels. Right. Bryce Harper, most days, is going to be the star of the Nationals, even though they have a good lineup. I look at these guys right now, and you don't know that answer. It could be Russell. It could be Rizzo. It could be Bryant. It might be Zobrist. Jason Hayward hasn't even gotten hot yet. I think he's about ready to start heating up. But that's the point, is what you see right now is a collection of talent who work well together, who share the responsibility and the workload. When the guys are going through the slumps, it's not leading to a negative conversation. It's not leading to negative press.
All right, Mike Matheny will trot this lineup card out to home plate tonight. Carpenter, Diaz, Holiday, Piscotty, Peralta, Molina, Moss, Wong, and Jaime Garcia. Johnny Peralta, 11 for 31 with 4 RBIs against John Lackey's career.
Listen, Johnny Peralta can swing that bat. They're going to get him back there in the lineup. They're thrilled to have him back. His presence alone. He's an RBI guy. He's an RBI machine, has been his entire career. I've witnessed it myself firsthand, and nothing has stopped. This is a really, really good Cardinal lineup. You got to navigate it carefully. They've got power top to bottom. Scotty hits right there smack dab in the middle of that lineup. But as you said right there, Peralta's the addition that we didn't see last time.
Mike Matheny said we're just taking it one day at a time, one at bat at a time. He said because...
Heard that before?
Yeah, exactly. One batter, one pitch, one out at a time. And he said, we're not going to take it any other way because they're 12 and a half up. We can't make that up in one day.
No, you can't. I mean, things are out of your control, Cap. That's the bottom line as you look at the St. Louis Cardinals position. They could play, 20-0 baseball over a 3-week period. If the Cubs go 18-2, how many games you made up?
Right.
Well, that's the position that they're in. They can't worry about anybody else but themselves right now. They're looking up and they're looking way up because the Cubs are so far out in front. If anything were to happen, they say, well, it's got to come back to us. Their goal right now is to start playing better baseball. They've been a 500 team all season long. They got to get their pitching worked out.
All right, we'll take our last time out. We have Todd's keys. We have key performers. We'll get you set to hand it up to Len and JD at Chicago Cubs baseball against their arch rivals, St. Louis and the Cubbies. Coming up on CSN. We'll be right back.
To the core. Crown Royal Regal Apple flavored whiskey.
Something's irresistible at Subway restaurants. It's the Steak and Cheese Footlong, and all June long, it's just $6. Covered with melty cheese and your choice of fresh veggies. This exclusive deal ends soon. Get your $6 Steak and Cheese Footlong today. Subway, fresh is what we do.
It's the Backyard Bash event at American Sale. Right now, get up to 50% off everything you need for your summer fun. Plus, get 0% financing for 4 years. Or take another 10% off our already low sale prices. Lowest prices are always guaranteed and free delivery to Chicagoland. Turn your backyard into a dream backyard. Save big at the Backyard Bash event. Going on now at American Sale. 9 Chicagoland locations. American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Pizza is perfect. Pizza with bacon cheeseburger on it, way, way more perfect.
Papa's Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza is back. And try our new Mushroom Swiss Burger Pizza. Just $10 each for a large.
PapaJohns.com.
Smooth to the core. Crown Royal Regal Apple flavored whiskey.
Introducing the all-new Generac IQ 2000, the quietest 2,000-watt inverter generator in its class. Independent lab testing proves the IQ 2000 from Generac is even quieter than a Honda. That's right, the IQ 2000 beats Honda.
This generator is much more quiet under load than our Honda.
At an idle, the Generac was quieter than the Honda was.
Because I really couldn't believe anything would be quieter than a Honda.
Unlike Honda, the quieter Generac has smart features like an electronic fuel gauge, a runtime remaining display, generator status lights, and the exclusive power bar, so you always know how much power you're using. Online reviews give it 5 stars. The Generac IQ 2000, quieter than a Honda, and it costs hundreds less. To order, call or go online now. Special financing available, and for a limited time when you order direct from the factory, shipping is free. Your order is backed with a 3-year limited warranty plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. The quieter Generac IQ 2000. Order today.
And Cardinals from the friendly confines of beautiful Wrigley Field on a Monday night in the greatest city in the world. You'll get the broadcast right here. Time for our keys to the game. Here is Todd Hollinsworth, brought to you by the Fields Auto Group.
All right, Garcia's pitch count's the first thing that we need to talk about today. Again, I go back to that April 19th start against the Chicago Cubs. Now, he has had success throughout his career against the Cubs, statistically speaking. Career's 174 batting average against these Cubs hitters. Now, we understand that, but the approach the Cubs used against them was fantastic. I think you're going to see it again tonight. They worked him, they got his pitch count up, and they got him out after 5 innings. He's been inconsistent really since April. Off and on. They're looking for a big start for him tonight, but if they can get him out of there after 5 innings, I think you're in real good shape. Here's why. That Cardinal bullpen is struggling, Cappy. As we mentioned earlier in the show, they are having some issues down there right now. Rosenthal, over his last 2 appearances, his ERA's 108. Not very good. So, I mean, you've got guys that are struggling down there, even though their best reliever on the season has had his struggles. So, I see that as a real good advantage right there. Let's see if it can happen. Now, the Wrigley round trippers, that's key number 2. You've watched the Cubs hit 8 homers in the last 2 ball games. 5 guys did it yesterday. I love it. It's kind of been the key. It's the conditions. It's the warm weather. Cappy, the ball's been flying. I certainly think it's going to be part of the offensive approach again today. The third and final key, Willson Contreras, welcome to the show. We saw you go deep last night, but here's what we need to know tonight. That relationship between he and John Lackey, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Don't worry too much about the at-bats, Cappy. I mean, we'll get excited if he does something special, but again, what's most important is that relationship with John Lackey out there on the mound. John has been in a great groove of late. John's the veteran. He knows what's going on. He's worked with rookie catchers before. I think this is a good matchup and a good pairing to make his debut. So I'm excited for it, but again, we'll see where he's at if he's on his game.
All right, key performers. Do I get to go first or you do?
I get to go first. I'm going to go Chris Bryant. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a big night for him. Couple homers over the last week. I'm going to go with Chris Bryant.
I'm going to go Ben Zobrist. I think he's going to take that leadership role in the leadoff spot, and he is going to take the bull by the horns and run with it. I'll go Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, he's put together some good at-bats.
All right, that puts a ribbon on the pregame show. Don't forget, Holly and I will be back with you for the postgame show from our studios in downtown Chicago. Len and JD are coming up. It's the Cubs, it's the Cardinals, and you get it right here on Comcast SportsNet. We'll see you after the ball game.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Hacks.
A perfect ending to a storied career. And this for the championship.
No! I can't believe it! Oh!
How heavy those clubs must be.
I'd like to carry him for the rest of the day.
Hack your hangry with Jack Links, the protein pack way to feed your wild side.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
The honor and discipline displayed by our military has inspired me on the mound and in my music. That's why I've always supported programs to raise money and awareness for our injured troops and their families.
USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community.
Steak used to cost an arm and a leg. But now you can get new tender braised steak and melted cheese wrapped in a warm flatbread for just $1.49. Taco Bell steak flatbread sandwich. Eat it for them.
This Camry's got everything I'm looking for. Available features like pre-collision system, V6 engine, Qi wireless smartphone charging. Look at that front grille.
Don't forget Toyota Care.
Right, Toyota Care.
Want to take a test drive?
Yeah.
Lease a new 2016 Camry with 0 due at signing and 0 first month's payment. Or get 0% APR for 72 months on Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
What a weekend for the Chicago Cubs. They rocked with Eddie Vedder and then rolled in a 3-game sweep over the Pirates. Now the Cardinals come to town. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It's a blistering hot night here at Wrigley Field as the Cubs open up a 3-game series as they welcome in the St. Louis Cardinals. Great to have you with us for Cubs baseball. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cardinals here at Wrigley for the first time since they were eliminated in the postseason last year. Let's talk corner infield for the Cubs. Both guys will probably start in the All-Star game. Brizzo, that's what we call them, right?
Brizzo, yeah, what a challenge for opposing managers trying to play the matchup game late as these guys hit the back-to-back in the batting order. And you see where they stand in the National League, tied for 4th with 17 home runs each. Anthony 3rd in RBIs. Chris is 4th with 47. Having a big homestand, both swinging it really well over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
But those guys over the weekend were overshadowed by David Ross on Saturday and then Willson Contreras last night.
How about a welcome to the big leagues moment for Willson Contreras. The first pitch he sees as a major league hitter, he hits into the seats straightaway center field. He was putting up big numbers down at AAA. He was on a long hitting streak, and what a welcome for young Contreras.
So he's in the starting lineup for the first time. The Cardinals come in having lost 5 in a row. The Pirates have lost 5 straight, and right now, JD, the Cubs are pulling away.
Yeah, 27 games better than 500. Big lead over both those clubs. Cardinals just getting swept in their home ballpark in 5 games. 21-6 against the Central. 12-3 are the Cubs against the Pirates and Cardinals combined.
So 12.5 up on the Redbirds. Last year, St. Louis, a 100-game winner in the regular season. But the Cubs sent them packing in the division series. We'll have the Cardinals and Cubs. Game 1 is next.
Only Ford Explorer has what it takes to be America's best-selling SUV 25 years running. With innovations like a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine, a class-exclusive power-folding 3rd row, and hands-free sync to keep you connected. That's leadership. And that's Ford Explorer, designed to help you be unstoppable. Now get 0% financing for 60 months on a specially equipped limited edition 25th anniversary Ford Explorer. Hurry, see your local Ford dealer.
The simple truth is, sometimes life isn't just. Someone crosses over the line, the best laid plans fail, or the sky falls, and lives are changed forever.
and people suffer. And when that happens, you might find a system that is not just. That's the reason I began my career. Because even when life isn't just, there can be justice. And everyone deserves justice.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Now there is an architecture boat tour that I'd like to take. Might have been breaking the speed limit, but looked like fun. Big crowd again tonight.
The narrator would have to talk really fast.
What a weekend against the Pirates. Playoff atmosphere. And the Cubs won all three. Take a commanding 12.5 game lead. In the National League Central, it is their largest lead in a league or division since 1929. Pretty heady stuff. They've won 18 of 24. This is their best start since 1918. Second best start since 1900. And when they score at least 4 runs, the Cubs are 43-3 this year.
The thinking going into the season was that it would be a top-heavy division, and you know, Cubs, Cardinals, and Pirates, and whoever beat up on the Reds and the Brewers the most would likely win the division. That was what a lot of folks were thinking, but the Cubs have beat up on everybody in pretty much every division, including the 2 top contenders. They've yet to play the Cardinals here at home. 4-2 over in St. Louis, and 8-1 now against Pittsburgh. It's been a very impressive show.
Pirates at home tonight, hosting the Giants. They are scoreless in the 4th. As right-hander and former Cardinal John Lackey, and he got a haircut recently, and he will try to mow down this Cardinals Southwest starting lineup. Matt Carpenter, one of the hottest hitters in baseball. He comes in with a 12-game hitting streak. Aledmys Diaz got off to that great start. He has struggled since. Holiday in left, Piscotty in right. Johnny Peralta recently off the DL. He is at third. Yadier Molina probably will start in the All-Star game. Brandon Moss has been hot as of late. Colton Wong is back from the minors, and he's playing center field tonight with the pitcher Garcia batting 9th.
Let's check in with the Cubs Cricket Wireless defense. Chris Bryant is in left field tonight. Albert Almora Jr. makes his second start in center field, with Dexter Fowler going to the disabled list. Jason Hayward in right. Infield third to first will go Baez, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo. And there's Willson Contreras making his first big league start behind home plate. And the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is John Lackey. Boy, what a year he is having. 13 starts, 7-2, 2.66 ERA. That's for 10th best in the National League. That opponent batting average of 202, 5th best in the NL. He's 2-0 with a 0.92 ERA in 3 June starts.
Let's set the umpires tonight. Pat Hoberg is the plate umpire. Joliet native Mark Carlson is at first. Quinn Walcott at second, and the crew chief Paul Emmel over at third. Cubs won 4 of 6 in a couple of sets in St. Louis to start this season series. And it will be Matt Carpenter to start it. Before the game, the Cubs placed Dexter Fowler on the disabled list. He's got a hamstring strain. Carl Edwards Jr. added to the bullpen. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. By the way, Matt Carpenter leading off a game this year, has swung at the first pitch once.
Yeah, and I thought he might do it there because of Lackey's tendency to throw strike one. Thought he might try to ambush him, but he was willing to look one over. And now 2.
90 degrees here at game time. Might cool off a little bit later. That missed. 2 balls and a strike.
John's made a couple of starts against the Cardinals already this year. He's got a win and a no decision. 14 innings. He has struck out 20 Cardinal batters, walked 2, allowed 8 hits and 3 earned runs.
Two and 2 on Carpenter. It's Mike Matheny, his team 2 games over 500. They just went 0-5 on a homestand.
Just prior to that, they had won 5 in a row, playing their best baseball of the year.
To left, and that one will get out of play. We've got a northwest or a crosswind at 11 miles an hour. Cardinals scoring just 10 runs during this 5-game skid.
Yeah, they had reached their high water mark. They were 7 games above 500. Most of the year, they've kind of been treading water, 2-3 games above 500. They've never fallen further than 3 games below 500.
Still 2-2 on Carpenter. To start the year, it was about their offense. Lately, they've pitched better, but not scoring as many runs. The ebbs and flows of a season.
Yeah, the starters have been much better of late. The bullpen's had its ups and downs, and absolutely offensively, they've dropped off a good bit.
Pitch number 7. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Carpenter, who got on base 11 of 13 tries over the weekend against Texas, strikes out to start tonight.
Well, John's strikeout rate significantly higher than what he did last year, and he was really good with the Cardinals. He's getting a lot of strikeouts, and many of them coming on that sweeping slide ball.
Here's a Ledmys Diaz as Lackey slings it up there wide for a ball. 1-0. As JD mentioned, Contreras starting in the big leagues for the first time. As Diaz swings right through a fastball down the middle.
Yeah, and Lackey, a veteran guy who really knows what he's doing out there. It's a perfect pairing for Contreras to essentially let Lackey lead the way here.
1-2.
Diaz was among the league leaders for the first couple months of the season in terms of batting average, but he's dropped off significantly. He has maintained his role as the everyday shortstop, though. Johnny Peralta came off the disabled list, and they moved Peralta to third and put Matt Carpenter over at second.
Diaz hit .423 in April, .276 in May. He's hitting a .182 to start June. One and two the count. Matt Holliday is on deck. So everything away, and that's where they're going to try to go again. And he takes it for ball 2. 2-2.
Yeah, a couple things likely at play here with Diaz in this drop off. One, is going to be very difficult to maintain the pace he set early. So just the ebbs and flows of baseball, as you mentioned. And two, the longer you're in the league, the more opposing pitchers get a book on you. Start to poke away at some of those weaknesses.
Ground ball toward the hole, backhanded by Russell. Out at first. What a play by Russell. Diaz thinks he's safe. He goes right back to the bag.
See David Bell on the phone, awaiting instructions as to whether they will challenge or not. Spectacular play by Addison Russell. I think Diaz beat it. That is a pretty play, though.
And Mike Matheny has challenged.
Bang, bang.
This will be a Foresight Technology replay review. 2 batters in.
That was a replay review yesterday that went against the Cardinals. That was part of a big comeback for the Rangers. Cardinals blew a couple late leads in that series, getting swept at home by Texas.
This did not take long, and they have overturned the call. Diaz gets an infield hit. Matheny maintains his challenge. And this was the call you were talking about.
They originally ruled out. They took another look. Clearly he was safe.
Opened the door for the big hit.
They have a 3-run lead with 2 outs, nobody on in the 8th inning, and let it get away.
Jurickson Profar knocked in a couple of runs for a 5-4 win.
Holiday, see the numbers, 257, 12 long ones. He's 2 out of 13 in his career against Lackey.
Now, Saturday was the game they were down late, 3-0, and won 4-3. The Rangers won 5-4 yesterday.
And 3 losses in the series, all 3 by 1 run. Ground ball guy, Holiday, not that pitch. Lackey will throw 2 and 4-seam fastballs. He'll drop down, give you a little sidearm look from time to time. Slider, curve, and a change.
Rizzo holds on the runner Diaz. Already the 19th pitch of the inning for Lackey, and another foul by Holiday. It's 2-2.
Scouting report on Willson Contreras behind the plate. And remember, he started his career as an infielder. Very agile, quick feet, strong arm. Just a little raw back there.
Ball strike 3 on a fastball for the 2nd out.
Well, he put the right finger down that time, didn't he? Holiday was looking for a breaking ball, and they throw that drop down heater right over the heart of the plate to get him.
So with 2 outs, it'll bring up Stephen Piscotty, the right fielder. And by the way, happy summer solstice.
Longest day of the year, right?
Yeah. In the dirt. And I'd say the hottest.
It's a long, hot one. It's hot everywhere.
Most daylight of any day this year north of the equator.
If you stand on 1 foot, you can balance an egg on the top of your head and it won't tip over. Only today, though.
That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
So if you're watching this game and your mom or dad is not in the room, go to the refrigerator, get an egg, put it on your head, and stand on one foot.
This is also the first time, I guess, since 1948 where the solstice coincides with a full moon. Strawberry moon.
Strawberry moon. How about that?
(3-1) on the way is a strike, well located, 3-2.
Hitters do not walk away from a game against John Lackey and complain about not being challenged. He throws a lot of fastballs. He'll challenge in fastball counts.
Runner goes with 2 outs and Piscotty fouls.
Scotty, good young player, hits a lot of line drives. He'll take his walks, doesn't strike out all that much. Last year, he and Randall Grichuk, a big part of the Cardinals story. Grichuk now in the minor leagues.
Another 3-2, and this one is just wide for ball 4.
John did not walk a single batter in each of his last 2 starts. Just misses the outside corner here. 24 strikeouts, 2 walks in his last 3 ball games. 60% heaters from Lackey.
Here's Johnny Peralta. And he swings away and sends a rainbow out toward Jason Hayward, another ex-Cardinal. And that's the inning. They made him throw almost 30 pitches, but he doesn't give up anything.
I'm like a sponge for this stuff. I can learn it, get it, sell it. I can do this job in my sleep better than some people can do awake. I just want to make sure this brain stays in hyperdrive.
Hey, we hear you. That's why AARP created Staying Sharp. It's more than brain games. It's a personalized 360 approach to brain health with assessments and tools that can help you keep your brain sharp. If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
We're testing Hanes underwear and socks with X-Temp technology.
Hey, Dad. Ready?
No, wait. Slow down a little. Ow!
It's designed to help keep you cool. Hanes revolutionary X-Temp technology. When you're cool, you're comfortable.
The 4,000 ASE certified technicians of Firestone Complete Auto Care prove a tool's only as good as the hands behind it. Right now, purchase a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires and get a $60 Firestone Visa prepaid card by mail. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Yeah, not us.
Nah, no reruns here.
Yeah, we have X1 from Xfinity.
Everybody crochet tonight. I think we'll just stick with our TV shows.
Don't fall for DirecTV. Get 4 times more TV shows and movies on demand with Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. We normally say if Dexter Fowler, tonight if Ben Zobrist gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. Fowler placed on the 15-day disabled list earlier today with a sprained right hamstring. So Zobrist in the leadoff spot. Hayward, Bryant, Rizzo 2 through 4. Contreras in his first start will bat 5th. Baez, Russell, Almora Jr. and the pitcher John Lackey. That's your Cubs Southwest starting lineup.
Let's take a look at the Cardinals defensively, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. This club has made 53 errors, second most in the National League. Holiday Wong, he's a newbie out there in center. Piscotty in right, Peralta, Diaz, Carpenter, Moss on the infield. The platinum multi-gold glove Grammy Award-winning catcher is Yadier Molina, and the Lexus pursuing starting pitchers Jaime Garcia. He just threw strike 1. He's a crafty sort, gets a lot of outs on the ground, not going to overpower you with velocity. 4 and 6, 393 earned run average. for Garcia, who's been around a good while now for the Cardinals. Dealt with a lot of injuries in recent years.
A lot of the damage has been done against him in the first inning. 10 of the 33 earned runs he's allowed have come right off the bat. So he's got an ERA of almost 7 in the first inning. Zobrist putting together an all-star first half, batting right-handed in the 2-1. It's a strike. You see Garcia, especially on a night like this, right? 90 degrees. He will grab that handful of dirt before almost every pitch.
We saw him earlier this year. Yeah, it was dirt, rosin, pitch was kind of his routine. It's a real good changeup.
That one hit hard and deflects off the pitcher, and Zobrist has an infield single. And Benny's helping out the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository as a result.
Well, not a bad plan B, right? With Dexter Fowler going on the DL to turn over the leadoff chores to Ben Zobrist.
Hayward coming off a 3-hit night last night. Tough start offensively, but heating up here in June, hitting .290 with an .846 on base plus slugging. And the first pitch misses for a ball. Could have been a strike.
This is a combination that Joe might want to play a little hit and run with Hayward versus Garcia. Well, you referenced the first inning problems he's had this year, and a lot of times with that being the case, the manager, let's just wait back and let my guy swing. See if we can take advantage of a touch and feel pitcher who has a hard time locking in early.
Moss holds on Zobrist. And that one tapped back to the pitcher. Garcia will fire to first. Zobrist now at second, 1 out for Chris Bryant.
Might have had a shot at Ben Zobrist at second base. There was no way they're going to get 2 there. So I imagine his thinking was, let's make sure we get 1. Don't open up the door here for a big inning. Well, Garcia debuted with the Cardinals in 2008. He was a 22nd round pick by the Redbirds in 05. He has not pitched in this ballpark since 2012.
Bryant hit a mammoth home run on Saturday night. Had a line shot blast last night. So he has now homered in back-to-back games 5 different times this season. I don't know if you'd say they've come in bunches, but they've at least come in pairs. And the pitch. It's low.
So you would nickname him, you call him Sox. Sox Bryant. Right. Home runs come in pairs. One into the basket. They went out on the street the other night. Seems like every time Rizzo goes deep, Bryant answers, and vice versa.
Tied for the team lead with 17 apiece. Carpenter playing almost directly behind second base. And he will run out toward right, but it'll be Piscotty to make the catch. 2 outs. And here is Anthony Rizzo. 3 for 4, a homer, 3 RBIs, nearly hit another home run. The out he made was a deep fly to the warning track and left. Seems like a long time ago he was hitting .236 at the end of May, but he's now hitting .386 in June.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to pay. He went through that little downturn.
Stands right on top of the plate and takes ball one. Jamison Tyone, young Pirates pitcher, who labored hard in his 4 innings of work. The Cubs last night hit 5 home runs. (2-0).
Yeah, a great example there of Rizzo standing on top of the plate. Molina trying to get Garcia to throw an inside fastball, and Garcia's just not trusting himself to make the pitch. Cuts it off, throws it over the plate, but well down below the knees. Anthony with an on-base plus slugging of .1259 in the month of June, second best in the National League, trailing only Will Myers.
Missed again. Willson Contreras is on deck.
Red light, red light, red light, green light.
Well, the Homer Bryant hit on Saturday that found Waveland was on a 3-0. We'll see if Anthony gets something to his liking. He did not. And it will bring up the rookie catcher.
At the plate, the catcher, number 40, Willson Contreras.
Nice little moment. Yadier Molina leaned in and probably said, "Welcome to the show." He was scorching hot at AAA Iowa at a 20-game hitting streak when he came up.
Deep breath. The first pitch changeup last night.
Cued on the ground. Carpenter, long run. He's got time to get it to Moss. So Contreras still hitting .500 in the big leagues. Cubs strand 2, scoreless after an inning.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Get ready for summer and save 11% on all tents and canopies from quality brands like Shelter Logic. Or make your deck look great with an 11% rebate on all exterior stains from Woolman. Save big money and get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The Honda Take Home a CR-V sales event is here with incredible deals. Loaded with standard features like Bluetooth hands-free link and a multi-angle rear-view camera. It's no wonder the CR-V was named a Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Buy for 2016. Hurry in to the Take Home a CR-V sales event and get a great deal today at your local Honda dealer.
Something's irresistible at Subway restaurants. It's the steak and cheese footlong, and all June long, it's just $6. Covered with melty cheese and your choice of fresh veggies. This exclusive deal ends soon. Get your $6 steak and cheese footlong today. Subway, fresh is what we do.
Free State of Jones is powerful. You cannot own a child of God. No, you cannot. Academy Award winner Matthew McConaughey commands the screen. Finally, a movie for adults. Free State of Jones, rated R.
Your home, your auto. They just go together. Combine your home and auto insurance with State Farm. Save time and money. Just another way we're here to help life go right. Talk to your State Farm agent today.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Blue skies and hot temperatures. And a very festive homestand to this point. Cubs 3-0 with 3 to go against the Cardinals before we hit the road once again. Yadier Molina against a former battery mate. Swings and misses. Molina doing what he does usually. He leads all catchers in innings caught. And he's probably going to be an all-star again as this ball keeps drifting on Almora. And he hauls it in right near the 400 marker.
Folks, the Cubs are the hottest ticket in town. Your best option for future games is Monday through Thursday. Very limited availability on weekends throughout the summer. Don't wait. Plan now. Visit Cubs.com.
Now, Brandon Moss, who's hit 4 homers his last 9 games. The Cubs shift toward the right on the infield. And a strike called. Lackey coming back quickly in a foul, and it's 0-2. Big slugging numbers, as you see, with the 15 homers.
That's so a dangerous bat towards the bottom of the order, and there's one on deck too. Colton Wong, although he's hit just one big league home run this year, he spent some time down in the minor leagues. He's got a little pop for a little guy.
See the wind shifting just a bit. We can feel a little bit of a breeze, and Moss launches deep to right, and it's gone. He has now homered 7 times in the month of June, and it's 1-0 St. Louis.
The Cardinals have a fair number of struggling hitters, but Moss has been swinging it really well of late. Mike Matheny challenged with his decision-making. Moss over Matt Adams, who to play, but right now Moss swinging a hot bat. Here's your Ford home run replay. His 16th, the 8th allowed by John Lackey this year. Just the 2nd home run John has allowed to a left-handed batter.
Colton Wong to the opposite way for a base hit. Wong recently brought back from the minors as he chats with former Cub and former Cub hitting coach Bill Miller. Now the pitcher Garcia, who comes in at 222. Charges from third. He barehands and surveys the scene and throws to Zobrist at first.
Survey says first base. Matheny playing it by the book there, having his pitcher bunt, even though Garcia is a good hitting pitcher. He just wants to give Matt Carpenter a chance to drive in this run. Who's been really swinging it well lately. Had a very nice weekend against the Rangers. Otherwise, Matheny may have let Garcia swing away there.
So runner at second, 2 outs. Carpenter takes ball 1. Tweet of the night comes from Janice. Says just walked in from a stress-inducing driving lesson with one kid to find the other trying your egg trick. Thanks a lot.
My apologies. But if it works.
If it works, you're fine.
Look how people.
Is that where the term egghead comes from?
It might as well.
Everybody's all right over there.
Appears to be the case. Looks like everybody's okay. Play on.
Outside, it's 2-1. Way wide.
Is that agility we talked about with Contreras?
Well, he did not start out as a catcher. He was a corner infielder. Cubs signed him back in 2009, so he's actually been, quote, a Cub longer than all of his teammates on this current roster. Just so happened he was in the minors. It has been a very interesting journey. 2 winters ago, prior to 2015, he was left off the 40-man roster. He was exposed in the Rule 5 draft. He hadn't really done anything notable offensively. Was known to have a good arm back of the plate, but did not grade out above average as a framer and a pitch caller and all that stuff. And then last year, after playing winter ball in Venezuela, he won the Southern League batting title, hitting .333. So he really did kind of come out of nowhere. And there were times in the organization, and I talked to somebody today, where he was just kind of off the radar.
A guy, yeah.
And now Carpenter asks for time. So you have to give Willson a lot of credit for putting himself back on the map. And he's still only 24. Carpenter walks. Well, my partner was starting to feel foolish because he thought the temperature was going to decrease right around game time. And it was about 190 degrees in the booth about 2 hours ago. But you were right on the money. The wind has shifted.
Yeah, it's coming off the lake.
It has cooled off.
That's how good John Lackey has been this year. He can turn the wind around. He's like Superman. I need this wind to be blowing in here tonight. How about Kyle Hendricks last night, striking out 12 in 6 innings.
7 of the strikeouts came on a dazzling changeup. His previous career high was 9. I don't think he ever hit even 89 on the gun. Two on, 2 down, 2-2 count on Diaz, and the pitch off the end of the bat. And it'll get down. Bryant will field. His throw to the plate is not in time. Wong scores. And it's 2-0 St. Louis. Diaz is 2 for 2.
Great eye-hand coordination there. You see he's fooled. He's out on that front foot, but he keeps the hands back and through the strike zone. Bat-to-ball skills there for Diaz. That's why he hit for such a high average.
Strike called on Holiday.
Rare for John to give up this many base runners, especially early in a game. First time through a batting order. Opposing batters hitting 142 against Lackey this year. That's the second best mark in Major League Baseball.
at the 50 pitch mark here in the second inning. Holiday went around, according to Mark Carlson. It's 1-2. Good block. Cubs are 25-8 here at Wrigley Field. Cardinals have been a lot better on the road than at home. They're 6 under at Busch Stadium, 8 over on the road.
And not a bad idea to start working in off the plate a little bit. I think most of these right-handed hitters are sitting middle away against John, and for good reason. He does a lot of good work out there. Just don't want to let them get too comfortable leaning out to cover that pitch on the outside edge. Cardinals were probably the best home team in baseball last year, I believe.
Runners take off on a 3-2, and Holiday fouls. National Weather Service here in Chicago just tweeted out, downtown the temperature went from 91 to 75 from 7 p.m. until a couple of minutes ago with the shift of the wind. Wow, that was a long one. Waiting for a Holiday to bail.
Yeah, we've seen John do this from time to time. Normally a quick worker, it comes set, boom, goes. Sometimes he'll hold it for an extended period just to try to upset the rhythm of the hitter. There he goes quickly this time.
So they're loaded.
And Wilson's got to stay in his crouch and just catch the pitch. There's no play to be made there. With 2 outs, it's either strike 3 or ball 4. And he may have cost Lackey a pitch here. See him starting to come out of his crouch like he's going to make a play. There's no play to be made. Go ahead and catch that ball. Give the umpire a good long look at it.
Bases loaded. Contreras with the slide and block on ball 1.
John with 3 walks in the ball game. Only 3 times this year prior to tonight has he had as many as 3 walks in a game.
Cardinals scoring twice here in this inning on a Moss home run and a Diaz RBI single. 1-0 to Piscotty is popped into center field. Almora Jr. to end the inning. Cardinals have stranded 5 through 2, but they lead 2-0, and we'll see Javier Baez lead off. We had a big weekend against the Pirates. That's coming up next.
You hear that? That's the sound of our summer sale firing up its engines. with fares as low as $69 one way. So get ready to take off, because sale prices as low as these don't happen every day. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Someone is creating a device that amplifies paranormal activity.
People out there need our help.
No, it was a deadly high five. Patty, stay still.
You got a,
No, I'm tired.
No, listen.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take off.
Patty.
Don't piss off the ghost. Really?
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I had a question about the Ace Rewards program.
I reminded Hunter he'll earn rewards points on everything he buys.
Ace is a place where anyone can save with an Ace Rewards card, even those with a PGA Tour card.
Head into Ace and join Ace Rewards. Members enjoy exclusive benefits every day, including instant savings in-store, money-saving coupons, and much more. Join now and earn $5 off your next purchase. Only at Ace.
Wow, take a look at the size of that Mega Millions grand prize. And you know, anything's possible.
Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Javier Baez last night, 3 hits, including a home run. Made some dazzling defensive plays in that series against the Pirates. And he takes a strike. 33rd start overall. He has started at every infield position. He has mostly played third. So Dexter Fowler goes to the disabled list. Kyle Schwarber done for the year. Jorge Soler is on the shelf. That's 3 outfielders, but yet the Cubs still have a ton of depth in the outfield on the current roster. It's really incredible. Tonight, Bryant in left, Almora in center, Hayward in right. Hayward can play center. Baez can play center. Zobrist can play center. Caesar can play center. Cubs really have about a half a dozen legitimate outfielders. And they replaced Fowler with a pitcher. Broken bat roller. Diaz cannot get Baez, who hustles his way to an infield hit.
And he's going to get a whole bunch of those in his career. Really breaks nicely out of the box. Has very good speed. He is fun to watch play. The slide at second base last night on the stolen base. A little swim move to avoid the tag.
Addison Russell hit a 2-run homer late last night. Hopped into right. Piscotty makes the grab. 1 out. Well, we had a big pitching matchup later tonight in Los Angeles. Steven Strasburg and Clayton Kershaw. Strasburg has been scratched. That's a bummer. Albert Almora Jr. takes a strike. I guess there's a back issue that's being reported. Upper back strain. Yusmeiro Petit will fill in. He'll probably throw a one-hitter.
Yeah. And beat Kershaw. A conspiracy theorist would argue that Strasburg is just trying to avoid Kershaw, keep that undefeated record, but it's probably not the case.
Morris strikes out. 2 down. That is the first strikeout for Garcia. And we'll bring up Lackey.
And Garcia running about a league average strikeout rate, but you think of him as a pitch to contact pitcher first. Sinkers and changeups, an eye towards getting ground ball outs.
That one out into center, but the wind's going to knock it down as Wong grabs it for the final out. Leadoff single by Baez, but he never even got into scoring position. 2-0.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin with legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6-million.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
A real test isn't taken in a classroom or with a pencil. A real test is taken with your heart rate. It's measured in your breathing and with your fingertips. This might not make sense now, but it will. Test drive the all-new Q7 or A4 today.
Summer's here, but we're the ones bringing the heat. Consider this your invitation to the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. Get $3,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash or 0% APR for 60 months on the 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan.